everyone.
So, this week we've got a special guest with us.
Yes, we do. She knew what we were talking about and felt like she had to be included.
This week we'll be reviewing Taylor Swift's new album, Lover. And, of course, I've got the Taylor Swift superfan, Amanda, with me.
And I had to go full cat for this because, Taylor had to be on brand.
Exactly. So, okay, so actually this video is a collaboration with Amanda. So there's actually not a part 2 per se, but a different perspective
A companion video.
Yeah, over on her channel, and I will put a link down in the description below when that is up. We're hopefully going to release these simultaneously, so that'll be pretty cool.
Cross fingers.
Yeah, we'll see. But Amanda has just recently restarted her channel, and I'm really excited for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's already taking off quite nicely.
Hello, cat.
Arguably better than mine, but it's not a competition. But she's winning.
Like I said, it's probably just all my friends being like, let's be nice for the first video.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not jealous at all.
Edit out, edit out, edit out.
Alright, so, first of all, Lover as a title. Hello, Kat, I'm sorry, I'm not giving you enough attention.
She's very upset that you're not petting her.
So, first of all, the fact that you love this album is kind of a testament to how good it is, because you hated that word before.
I have hated that word forever. I think because the SNL skit where with like Will Ferrell with Rachel Dratch where they're like lover and then aggressively making out. I just hated that word forever.
Link in the description.
And then whenever she released the album cover and the title, I was like, oh, because I loved the aesthetic building up to it. I loved all the clues. I loved her Instagram.
Oh yeah, you were like deep into this.
Yeah. I was like, this is going to be perfect. And then she dropped the name and I was like, no.
And then there's me like, let me know when it's on Spotify. Like, I'm not going to bother.
But now that I've heard the album, and honestly, ever since I heard the song Lover, since that got released, like that song I love so much, it's completely made me okay with that term now.
Well, don't get ahead of ourselves.
That's true. Yep. Sorry.
Okay. I'm just now realizing that I don't have the track list memorized.
That is why I bought all 4 of the album versions. It has the track list and all the lyrics.
That's the reason. This video,
so we both have versions to hold.
Oh, good. Yes, so Amanda's a little insane and bought all 4 different versions of the album.
They have different journal entries. And I needed the full journal entries.
No, it's relevant, and you'll talk about that more in your video. But
plus, they each include pages of blank journal pages, so I'm like, I just bought myself 4 journals. That's really what it is.
Definitely the most cost-efficient way to do that.
They were on sale. It's fine.
They were so not on sale.
They were like $1 off. It was like $16.99 instead of $17.99 or something like that.
Oh, wow. Money savers right here. Alright, so let's just go through it.
You want to go song by song?
Yeah, I'll go song by song.
I'm excited.
This cat is like so all about this right now.
She really is. Her name is Cora, in case we didn't introduce her.
It's our roommate's cat.
But she kind of loves everyone in the house, as you can tell.
No, she loves you way more than anyone else in the house because you work from home.
What we figured out is, like, she probably loves Lindsay the most, but we think she thinks I'm her cat. Because when she bites my neck, apparently that's a sign of them, like, owning you, so I'm her pet, apparently. I don't know how to take that. Ignore the cat hoodie I'm wearing. It's not weird at all.
Of course, yeah. Oh, she's so cute, though.
I know, she's the cutest. Hi, sweetie. It's just gonna be a 10-minute video of us petting the cat.
I mean, can you think of anything more Taylor Swift?
That's true. Taylor probably watched and be like, best review ever. Someone finally got me. Someone understands me.
Finally, some views on my channel.
God, can you imagine if Taylor retweeted your review?
Right? Like, oh God.
You'd be like, never mind, delete channel. That's too much pressure.
Right? Alright, so first up is I Forgot That You Existed, which... God, I love this song so much. It's like the perfect description of what it's like to actually be over something.
Yeah.
I love that about it.
I wasn't sure on the first listen. I was still paranoid that I wasn't going to like the album, so I was really afraid because the song's a little thin and light. There's not a whole lot there. But honestly, by the time I was halfway through the album, but then definitely on the second listen, I loved it because that even makes sense thematically because it's like, you're not worth all this production, and it's one of those songs that I feel like there's a lot of like jazz elements in this album too, which is interesting. And similar to that, I feel like there's a lot of like notes that aren't played that are important in this song. There's a lot of very thoughtful pauses and quiet.
Yeah,
like,
implicit melodies.
yeah, like I feel like in the pre-chorus and stuff, she'll start working herself up to like thinking too much again and having memories, and all of a sudden it's just blank. It's like, oh, I'm not getting caught up in that, and it's so nice. So, also I like low key. Again, I'm making your channel political. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm really low key hoping that I'm looking forward to the day that I can relate this song to how I feel about Trump. One day, I literally fantasize about that all the time while listening. Like maybe one day I'll feel this way about Trump.
I mean, on the subject of my channel being politicized, like, the fact that I exist is, in some
No,
people's minds, a
exactly.
political statement.
Exactly.
So, sorry. Yeah, no, I love it. It is simple in that way, but not in a, like, oversimplified kind of
Yeah.
way. It's like, I don't know. I often say this about emotions, is that, like, the best way to describe emotions is in simple terms, because,
Yeah.
like, that's what it is, and any embellishment on that is like you trying to make it sound bigger than it is, and like I think this just fits that mentality perfectly. Great song for the first start of the album. Not what I was expecting based on the singles that were released,
Yeah.
which is
That's
exactly
why
what
I
you were
was nervous.
describing.
I was like, ah.
But I like it because like you could do an a cappella performance of it without losing that much. And,
Oh,
she's
no.
moved over.
She saw you were
She
wearing
has
darker
no tail.
colors
I
and
should
got
tell you,
excited.
like she has no tail.
Yeah, she had an infected tail. She was a stray cat that got in fights and got an infected tail. So, or really, she got beat up. She didn't fight.
Yeah, no, she was not a fighter.
No, so she lost her tail, but gained a family at least. No, and
Hashtag worth it.
I feel this way about a lot of Taylor songs. I'll think at first I'm not in love with them, but then they're so good to sing. And this is definitely one of those songs. And I feel like it's a great singing anthem song.
Yeah, that gets into something I wanted to talk about with her voice on this album, because first of all, Taylor, love, like, her voice is just like so effortless on this album, and I love it. But it's that like sounds effortless, actually hard to sing kind
Yeah.
of thing. She does a lot of like high pitched breathy stuff, which is really hard to do well.
Yeah, a lot of falsettos.
Ow!
No, but then for the most part, they really
Get
let
your
her be
claws
like.
out of my boob.
They let her be like a breathy, chesty alto most of the time, which was so nice. I feel like that was not encouraged in her earlier albums. I'm
No,
guessing,
yeah.
but I really like it. That or she
Yeah.
just grew into having this voice, which I really
Which also
I
is
love it.
possible. Like, she's definitely matured as an artist, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
for
This
sure.
album really like solidifies that, because 1989 was getting there, but this one I feel like kind of puts the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of things 1989 was trying to do, and it's just solidified. Like, oh, this is my stamp, as opposed to sounding like. It's much less derivative than I think 1989 was. It's like taking
Yeah.
those influences and really making it her. I love 1989 still,
Of
to be
course,
clear,
yeah.
but I just feel like this is like you can see growth. Like there's just cat hair flying everywhere.
Yeah, it's
too.
fine. So the next one up is Cruel Summer. I actually don't love this as much as a lot of the other songs on the album, but I still, like, it's one of those songs where I'm like, if I'm paying attention, I will skip it, but if I'm, like, just driving and it comes on, I'm, like, bopping along by the end of it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, wait a second, I thought I didn't like this song, so I have a feeling that in, like, a month, I'll be totally into it.
Completely obsessed.
That's just how I am with music sometimes. It takes a while for it to sink in.
This song has kind of taken over my life. I'm a little surprised by it because it's got like, it definitely has a little bit of like adult contemporary vibe, and I do not like adult contemporary as a rule, but the bridge is so great and the chorus is so amazing. I can't even think whenever the chorus and bridge come on. It almost has that like Born to Run expansive Springsteen feeling. It
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
very like atmospheric and big and overwhelming, and I love the lyrics. I love the whole like I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine explodes. Like it's so it captures that like internalized I'm swelling and losing it feeling so well. I cannot get over the bridge and the chorus. I just think that like she's always been great at choruses, but oh my god, she's gotten so good I can't even take it.
I think my resentment is that I can't hit those notes.
It's hard.
I think
It is
that's
a
it.
hard song to sing.
Yeah, it really is. And it's one of those songs I'm like kind of curious if she's ever going to perform it live, because like it is hard.
Yeah, I think she will. I think she will. The only one she says she may not perform live is
We'll get there.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can guess.
Yeah, I know exactly which one.
She's like, I don't know if I'm going to do this one. And I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't. So,
So then we come to the title track of Lover, which is, I would argue, possibly the best song on the album.
I think it might be my favorite Taylor song, period.
Yeah, and it just really kind of captures the nostalgia and like the continuity of like your love life and everything.
Yeah.
And I really love that, you know, especially since like people so frequently, it's a meme to mock Taylor Swift for like talking about her relationships and everything, and I'm like,
That's what like literally every pop star forever has
Right.
always done. Like
It's so
literally everyone.
ridiculous.
How many Braves of the Beatles write about?
seriously.
Ugh.
But I agree. You know, I think that it looks like I'm just petting Amanda, but I swear there's a cat
You
here.
can kind of see her ears.
Yeah,
still,
it's
so-
fine. It's fine. But yeah, no, it again, it really just shows a level of maturity in the way that she's thinking about relationships and everything. Not that she needed to, because I'm sorry, like, love is one of those things you are allowed to be immature about.
Yeah,
you know?
especially in pop music.
Right.
Like, that's what it is.
I'm just glad that I was able to bring on my lover for this video, and now you don't resent that word as much.
I'm just shocked it made me like the word, and I love how simple it is, but how big it feels. And I'm so happy that she's like embracing some alt country sounds, because I'm obsessed with alt country, and I love her bringing that in. It feels like really mixing her country roots with more pop, with like 80s. It's so great. And she mentioned that she wanted the song to sound like it could play at a wedding in the 1970s and still fit now. I totally feel like it does that. Like you said, it has that nostalgic thing. It feels so timeless.
I agree.
I would believe that like Graham Parsons wrote this song or something. It's crazy.
Right, it feels like a cover. It almost
does.
Not in a way that
like a
I don't-
classic song.
Right, I don't mean in a way that doesn't make it sound like it's Taylor. Like, it's absolutely Taylor, and it fits perfectly with the rest of the album and everything. You okay, cat? Oh.
This could get gross.
Well, that's what happens when you get covered in hair. We love you.
Also, I think it's a really great example of how the more specific you get in a song, the more universal it can feel, because it feels really, really classic, like I'm saying, and very universal, but she's so specific with her references and what she loves about this person and what the relationship's like, and
Right, and it
It's
doesn't
so
make me
great.
feel detached from the actual emotions of it at all.
not even a little bit. Like, I've actually read a ton of people online asking other people, like, is this what love feels like? Oh, for the first time I actually want a relationship now. Like, a bunch of people are, like, literally asking other people, hey, people who are happy in relationships or who aren't single, is this what love is supposed to feel like? Does it actually feel like this? And when people are like, yep, they're like, holy crap, I actually need to find somebody. And I'm like, so this song is, like, actually making people decide to start looking for relationships and love in their life. And I'm like, that is a very impactful love song. And I'm not that into love songs as a rule. Like, my best friend makes so much fun of me anytime she goes through my music. She's like, can you listen to anything happy? So I'm legitimately shocked I love this song because it's just a happy song. And I do not have many happy songs I listen to at all. So I'm like, I don't know, I can't take it. I love this song. I could go off about this song for a whole video.
It's a great, great song, and it's one of the ones that was released as a single before the album, and I was
Yeah.
just like, oh god, I need this album.
On the video all taking place in a Christmas snow globe, I'm like, did you make this just to destroy me?
I swear, if you and Taylor Swift ever meet, like, the universe will implode.
In like confetti and glitter
Exactly.
and cats and cookies.
Exactly.
It'll be so great.
So the next one is The Man, which obviously I'm going to have some mixed feelings about as a trans woman. You know, like, I've lived on the other side of that equation, and I understand her wondering, like, would this be easier and everything, because I can tell you it is. Like,
And like, how's she gonna be perceived, you know?
right, it's a song really in response to what she knows people are going to think about Lover, in my opinion,
Yeah.
and all the other songs about, like, relationships and everything, where it's like, people get onto her about this, and for being emotional and everything, it's like, if I was a guy, this would never happen. I would never be treated like this. And like, she even alludes to the court case where she was brought in as a witness with the whole like sexual harassment and everything.
That was her. She was a victim.
Oh, I misunderstood that.
Yeah, no, she was sexually assaulted by someone. He groped her ass while doing a photo shoot. So she has photos of it happening.
Nice.
And then she said that was the most time ass has ever been said on the court stand. I know we're going to have to bleep this out.
No, we
So-
don't. It's in the court record. It's okay. Anyway, yeah, no, like, so she talks about it in her song. Like, it's clear to me that that's what she's talking about. Like, you know, she also talks about, help me out here,
I don't know which one you're going for.
Leo.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say it's going to be like, I was going to go off about that.
Go
so
ahead,
you got
go
me
ahead.
in the right place because I can't. I love that she actually directly name checked Leo because I feel like, well, unlike my friend was saying, like, Leonardo DiCaprio is recognized as a good person still and a humanitarian, and he does stuff, but everyone just acts like it's cool that he dates all these younger models and he's just going through person to person to person is no
Right.
big deal.
Yeah.
And she has, like, serious relationships that break up, and she's a horrible man-eater monster.
Not to
that just
mention, like, she
manipulates
can't
people.
go on a date with someone without everyone, like, scrutinizing the hell
Yeah,
out of it.
that's
Like,
why
I
she
mean,
won't
I guess
talk to her
that's
for a
celebrity in
relationship at
general,
all.
and, like, that also applies to Leo, but, like...
It's definitely
still.
a different level for
Yeah.
sure. And it's not fair. And just, you know, all her business moves and everyone constantly acting like, oh, you don't actually deserve this and what did you do and how are you getting this? Like a bunch of people I know, it just plays into it. So many guys I know have listened to the song say that it's not fair for her to complain because being feminine is part of what made her career. So she doesn't get to
that's
complain.
what I was just about
And
to
I'm
say. I'm like, what?
that's not what she's
Because the
singing
counter
about, first
argument, of
all.
course, is that the counter argument is that like no one would care about her emotions if she was a guy.
Well, and they're
it's
like, you can't use your femininity to make a career and then complain about people treating you like a girl. And I'm like, no, girls should just be allowed to be ambitious and calculating and date multiple people and like.
It's almost like women are people.
It's so frustrating.
We can't
you
have
know?
that sort of stuff starting.
And especially like she's like Queen Slytherin. Come on.
Right, exactly.
like, it's allowed.
I don't know. I just think people are, like, she's got a point, you know? People do treat the same actions of men and women completely differently,
100%.
especially in the public spotlight, and that's really kind of amplifying all this.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not remotely the same.
like I said, I lived on both sides of this equation, and
Yeah.
I can tell you for a fact that that is true.
Yeah.
You know? Kind of got a unique perspective on this.
And musically, that song is one that I always think when it starts, I'm not that into it, but like halfway through the song, I'm like jamming to it, and I'm like,
Right.
okay.
I'm
It doesn't
a little-
really fit the rest of the album musically as much, I feel
the
like.
instrumentation is a little weird. Like, I can't even tell you what exactly instrument that is. It's
Yeah.
like a keyboard of some kind, but like...
I feel like it's so simple, but I also really admire that she was that direct with everything, including musically. I don't love the placement on the album, I think. I think I want it in between different songs.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like, it feels weird coming right after Lover to me for some reason. I want to just like stay in that Lover headspace a little bit, and then instead it's like immediate direct angry, and I'm like,
It should have gone directly into The Archer, which is the next song.
yeah, I feel like Lover to Archer to this would have been good, although Archer would have been sad after Lover. It's
True, true. Yeah, I do not love this song, and when it came out as a single before the album was released, I was like, you'll like this one.
I was
That
so
about all
surprised. I
had to
really
say.
thought you were gonna like it because of the lyrics.
Yeah, I mean the lyrics are I can relate, you know, I understand and everything. I just something about it musically, it just kind of drags for me.
It's kind of atmospheric, which you're normally not
It's
into.
not
so
really
it makes
my
sense.
taste, yeah.
I
But like to be clear, this is absolutely a matter of taste. Like I don't personally like this song, but it is not a bad
you're not
song.
saying it's a bad song.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I think what saves it for me, because again it verges on an adult contemporary, but I still end up loving it, is that really steady driving beat that just keeps building and building and building slowly, and I just feel like it's like it fits that emotion of like, oh my god, what am I doing in this relationship? What am I doing to this person? It just keeps adding and adding, and I think that's what really saves it for me. It's very driving, and I love that.
No, that makes sense. Which fits with archery,
Yeah, right.
kind of punching through.
Also, a fun thing, one of our friends is like, I now expect this to be the theme song for the Hawkeye series, and that's all I can think of. Oh no, don't leave! Did you hate that idea that much?
No, I think she hates my laugh.
Probably, and mine. She's like, too much laughing and too much moving.
So the next one we come up on is I Think He Knows, which is such a bop. I love that song. It's so
obsessed with
good.
this song.
It is so good. And there's a lot of snap. Oh.
She's gone. We've
My
lost
cat.
the cat. I'm gonna put on the hood and pretend to be a cat again because I'm sad.
There's a lot of like snapping on this album,
Yeah.
and I think it really kind of works because she's doing more of a percussive style with this one. I love that. This song is where it really shines for me. I love this song.
And it really builds into, I think a lot of this album has a nostalgic vibe where it feels a little 70s and a little 60s and a little bit 80s. Like there's bits of all different eras in it, which is so great. And this song, like, that like falsetto chorus is so like almost Bee Gees disco, but not quite. And it's just, it's so sexy and fun and cocky, but in like a very playful way, and
I love
also annoyed. I love that she also sounds so annoyed to be this into this person, and
Right?
like, oh my god, no.
It's like frustrated flirty. And the
Yeah.
other thing that I love is that this is another of those songs that I'm like, how are you ever going to perform this live? Like that is really fast. Like that is
Yeah.
a tongue twister. That is hard.
And you know there's going to be cool dancing with it too. Like it's going to be fun choreography.
yeah.
You know
I didn't
it's going to
even
be
think of
so
that.
much fun.
Oh, I like this.
Right?
We'll never be able to see it, but
I'm going to see how much the tickets are, but I don't think we're going to be able to. And I'm very upset because like I genuinely love this album and I'm like I want to see all these
If there was
songs
ever a
live.
Taylor Swift album to go see live, like this is the one.
Yeah.
But also, it's like the peak of her career, and it's gonna be like, well, it's $1,300 for the last row. By the way, good luck with your sensory issues.
I'm mainly concerned about how fast they sell out.
Yeah,
like
that too.
a lot of times you can't like you get 30 seconds in. and
Right,
you're
you
sold
literally
out.
can't physically buy them because, like, even if it was all bots, which by the way, it's not. There's just that many people
Yeah.
who want to do it.
No, it's crazy. It's
Like
crazy.
you are not alone in this.
No, it's like hundreds of thousands of people trying to buy tickets all at the same time. So.
Exactly. So the next one is Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. Now, I know we've talked about this before. You really don't like the high
My
school connotations with
Views have changed.
it. What?
Yeah, and I don't even know if we've discussed it.
No.
So yeah, I'm very happy they've changed because okay, I have this problem where I probably shouldn't look at titles before I listen to songs because I will get like as a writer and as a poet, I'll hear a title and start going. And this title got to me. I was like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with this title. I need to hear this song. And then I was really disappointed because I loved the music. I was obsessed with the music. It felt very Springsteen to me, but I was not in love with the high school imagery. I was like, oh my god, like we're moving on. Everything else has been so much more mature. Why are we going back to this? But it turns out that she wrote this song, Metaphorical High School. It's all about the last presidential election. It's all like high school is like the country and the election, and it's about that like false love and nostalgia of a country and then realizing you've been betrayed and trying to find one person to hold on to during all of it.
Now that you've said that, I'm like reprocessing the lyrics, and I'm like, that actually kind of makes sense because it fits with the whole like 70s view of a family. Like
Yeah.
the whole like 2 parents and 2.5 children and like
Prom queen and all of that.
Exactly. Like,
And in this, it's like she's watching the scoreboard and realizing she's losing and rips up her prom dress and everything's terrible and she's being attacked and the country's falling apart. And I'm like, oh, you went full Springsteen, okay. And even the Heartbreak Prince makes sense because she's dating a British guy. So it's like Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince and trying to find comfort in this whole time period. And then the song ends with the whole like, I don't want to have to fight, but I have to fight. And it's like realizing you need to fight for this thing that turned horrible and wasn't what you thought it was. And now I'm like, okay, I can be completely on board with the song now.
but we definitely don't want to make this channel political.
Yeah, well, I was like, the minute I realized that, I'm like, wait, if we're going to talk about Missing Americana, we're going to talk about
Right,
politics.
exactly. Like, the album itself is political.
Yeah.
And that's why Trump, like, condemned it.
Yeah,
So, like,
no, she's been very outspoken. She was like, crap, I've been too quiet. And no, because at first you let me know, you're like, I don't love this song, I think you'll love it. And I'm like, actually, I think it's my least favorite. But now I'm like, nope, love this song now. And I'm like, yes, I can, because I love the
anything
music
remotely
so much.
subversive is going to be, like, at least a baseline of 6 out of 10 in your mind.
Yeah,
so.
and then you add the thematic, and then I love the music so much, and I love the wordplay, and now like I'm completely cool with the high school imagery now that I get it, and it's almost better because she's using her old image to twist and play this political play out, which I'm like, oh my god, it's so clever. So
I agree.
how do you feel about it now? I know at first you're like, I'm not crazy about the song.
I'm not crazy about it musically. It's not exciting to me in
Yeah.
that way.
It's
I'm
kind of that
definitely-
dreamy atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and now that I know this and like I'm reprocessing it, I'm like, this is gonna be like listen number 20 to this album. That
right?
seems low. It's probably like closer to 50.
I don't want
And
to
I'm
think
like,
about where I'm
darn
at.
it. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to give that a listen again. So let's move on to both of our favorite songs off the entire album,
Yeah.
Paper Rings.
I almost feel like Lover is so good that I'm like not counting it in my rankings anymore. Paper Rings, I just can't even take this song. It's so good.
It's
it almost
so
makes me want to
good.
hit something.
Like, it reminds me of, well, you have a better list than I do.
Yeah, well, it reminds me of it reminds me of the Ramones, and I think it's the Chantels. I was saying, or like, it feels like 60s girl bands mixed with that. Someone online referenced it as a undiscovered Hannah Montana song, and I can't unhear that now too.
That makes
But
sense.
I also listen to Hannah Montana.
But yeah,
I don't know
it's,
why. Yeah, we'll go with the album in general, but I don't remember what the song.
It's like right on the tip of my tongue.
Right? No, I love it. I think it's so romantic and so sweet and so fun.
I love it. It's very fitting for our relationship on a personal note.
Yeah. And again, it's like sexy and wholesome at the same time, which I think is such a fun mix. I really love that.
Right, it's sweet. That's the
Very,
word I would
very
use.
sweet.
You know, it's
Grown up but sweet.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I love that little like slight pop punk vibe going on with it.
Yes, same. We are covering
It's so
this song.
good.
at some
I
point.
really, really want to.
I will pull out my bass and we will cover it.
We can do it on my ukulele.
It's giving me like Grease vibes.
Yeah, it's
like
very
the one
Grease.
that I want.
Yeah, it's very bouncy
like that.
musically.
It's like that kind of and especially since there's like a similar lyric in there, I'm like, this reminds me of this.
And it made you want a Taylor Swift musical, you said.
Oh yeah, no, I would watch the hell out of a Taylor Swift musical, like what they did with like Green Day. Yeah, I would watch that so hard. Next up is Cornelia Street.
I feel like we probably differ on this song.
Really?
Just
Go
guessing.
ahead. Well, okay, I'll go first because
okay.
I often change to
Yeah.
match my surroundings. Social chameleon. So Cornelia Street. I can kind of relate to it on a personal level with the whole like nostalgia of everything. Like you've been with me when I've gone back to my hometown recently, which granted I live like 10 miles away from there now, but like the point is like I've lived in this same exact area my entire life.
Yeah.
And like that whole idea of like having nostalgia for it and you'll never quite be back there again and you can't go back, you know? Like that is really hitting me right now because we're thinking about moving possibly in the near to distant future. And like even if it's just 20 miles west of where we are, like
It's still a change.
it's still a change. And I can't really ever go back to the place metaphorically that I was in at the time that I was there. No matter how much time I spend there now as me, you know, I don't know, I'm very emotionally connected with that aspect of the song. So it's making me forgive a lot of the aspects of the song that I wouldn't otherwise necessarily love musically.
That makes sense. Yeah, because I was like, well, musically, she's not gonna like the song.
I love the melody. I love her singing part in this song. It's great. It's nice and flowy.
She's so good at melodies.
Yeah, I agree.
I love the song. I feel like I've said that too much for this album, but
I mean,
again,
that's the summary of the album for you is I love this album.
I love that it's a romantic love song, but so fearful. I love that she's like already imagining, oh my god, this breakup would be so terrible, and picturing everything she'd have to give up. And I love that like it's trying to stay calm, but again, there's that driving beat in the background, which just feels to me very anxiety-ish. And I love that while her melody is very soft and flowy, it's really right on that beat that whole time. So it's like she's being driven by this constant fear, even when she's seeming calm. Like, oh my god, what if, what if? And
Can relate.
yeah, and I love that so much. And I've read some stuff about the song too that I really clicked with, where they said they think it's like a good initial attack almost to all the reporters and the media that wants to like tear apart her relationships beforehand, and like, why does she get so serious? Like, what if this falls apart? And she's like, are you serious? Do you really not think I think this too? And I wouldn't want that to happen
Right,
too.
exactly. Like it's a high stakes game for everyone.
Her especially, like her more so, you know?
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
Exactly, because she's under a microscope.
Yeah,
Every single
100%.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's pitiable because, like, again, that is kind of the deal you make when you become famous.
Yeah.
But, like, nobody really agrees to that. You just want to make music and change the world. Like,
And people definitely do it for her more so than other people, I think.
yeah,
It's like a
she
game.
gets an unusual level of scrutiny, which, like, also makes her more popular because she's more controversial and all that sort
But
of
it's
stuff.
always
but,
that warning, like, don't date Taylor Swift, you know? And it's
Right.
like, what is wrong
Exactly.
with you?
What the hell?
It's so messed up.
Next up is Death by a Thousand Cuts. I know you love this song. I'm, like, okay with this song.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you can talk about it.
I don't really have much to say about it.
It's not my favorite on the album. I like it still. But I think it's another victim of, although now, you know, Miss Americana is fine. But it was another victim of, I really love the title and it wasn't what I imagined. But also, I think it's so great with that because it's so bouncy with this whole like pretending to be completely fine while the lyrics are just so morbid and so awful. And it's like
the death of a relationship, you know, it's
yeah. And like, I'm okay, it's fine.
Yep,
it's
exactly.
Fine, it's fine.
exactly. Keep putting on a strong face.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. No.
Next up is London Boy, which I know is much more your speed than mine. So first of
love
all,
the song.
here's the thing. I hate the guy talking in the beginning. Shut up.
It's Idris Elba. You watch your mouth.
Okay, I have no idea who it is. I don't care, because it's not Taylor Swift. Get off the album. You do not belong here.
That's a clip from the James Corden show, imagining his perfect date in London. I'm cool.
Okay, that's... see, this helps, but get
It's
the
so
hell
not Taylor.
Our cat is
Hi,
back. Hello.
Did you decide you missed us? Hi, you want to come up? She can't really jump well because she has no tail. So I usually have to pick her up. Oh, don't get scared. You're okay. You're just in front of potentially millions of viewers.
Uh-huh.
I said potentially.
Potentially. I could also win the lottery, especially when I don't play. Yes, so London Boy. Yeah, okay, so you have a lot of Briticisms from your work. So this song is really just basically describing you.
I've just always been obsessed with London since I was like 9, so it's a problem. Really 10. I read Romeo and Juliet and was like, oh, well, England is where I need to go. I was just done.
The rest of the world can go to hell.
Exactly. I was over it. I'm like, I have to go be where Shakespeare was, and that's where I have to live. Yeah, I am an annoying, obsessive Anglophile 100%, and the song's just so fun, and it's so tongue-in-cheek, and I love that she is aware of how cheesy and ridiculous the song is, and is just owning it. I think it's so much fun.
Now, is it meant to be about Tom Hiddleston?
I think it's about her current boyfriend, because he is English, so...
I didn't know that.
It could be about the series of British men she's been dating, which I do not blame her for. That is what I would do if I were Taylor Swift.
Understandable.
No, that's what one of her friends was saying. She was like, it's really about hairstyle still.
No, it is not.
It's like, pick which British guy.
We are so far from that.
Some of us are never that far from it still, okay?
Alright, so the next one is Soon You'll Get Better, featuring the Dixie Chicks.
First off, I just need to say I'm a hardcore Dixie Chicks fan still. I will be for the rest of my life. I think I have been since I was like 13. So happy to see them on this album.
I'm relatively unfamiliar with their work, so I have to dig into that.
We can remedy that as much as you want.
I've been so scared. You tend to like flood.
I know. I try to hold back, but...
That's terrifying.
I know.
Well then, yeah, so this song is really hard. At the listening parties, apparently Taylor would not be in the room during it, and
No.
I don't expect we'll ever hear this live, and kind of surprised she put it on the
Well,
album.
because her mom's currently sick.
Yeah.
Apparently she got approval from the family to put the song out there. Like, they all wanted to have it be like a joint decision, but... Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think it completely captures what it feels like to be losing someone you really care about. Hi, kitty. And I've lost somebody to cancer, almost lost my dad. I listened to the song once and thought it was beautiful and immediately thought, I'm never going to listen to the song again. So that's about where I'm at with it. It's wonderful. The thing is, it's like... It's too good, and I've been really digging this album as a happy album, and the song is just too close to specific things for me, so I can't handle listening to it.
Understandable, but on that subject, I feel like it definitely does fit thematically with the rest of the album, because it's like...
100%.
You don't get the joy without the pain. Like, that's a very mature attitude. Like, that's the way the world works.
Especially you're saying the whole album's about, like, all forms of love, and this is a form of love, and it's a great representation of it, and it's a wonderful song, and I 100% think I'll listen to it if I'm having a sad day in a sad playlist, or just if I'm, like, mixing up my general music and I don't mind a really sad song, but I feel like when I'm sitting down to listen to this whole album, I cannot handle the song in the middle of it. I just can't do it.
I feel like some people need to hear this, because I feel like they need to know that, like, they are not alone with this stuff.
100%. No, that's why I listen to it, I'm like, great, I'm not by myself with this way of thinking. Skip.
Yay!
Just skip.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's why I can't picture, like, I can picture her playing it live, but I'm like, probably not. You're not gonna, like, do...
I can't picture her not sobbing through it.
No, and then, like, especially because so much of this album, I feel like the tour is gonna be, like, so pastel-y and butterflies and glitter and sequins, and this song out in the middle of it, it's gonna be like let's get ourselves together now, you know? So, yeah,
I agree.
no.
So, the next one is False God.
I love this song.
I know you do. I like this song. It's not my favorite off the album, but I like it.
I really think it's a very mature song again. Like, it's realizing that she's trying so hard to see the good in both of them and the good in the relationship, and it's like, I know that we're going to worship and be devoted to this love even if it's wrong and not good for us.
Right, like she's recognizing the
and not
unhealthy tendencies in
Yeah.
relationships that are inherent to them. Like,
Yeah, like this-
of course you put your partner on a pedestal sometimes.
Well, and just this whole, like, you know, we want to be in love with this relationship, but this may not be good, but there's this, like, little tiny bit of hope in the back of the song still. So it's not completely tragic, but it's right on the verge of tragic, which almost makes the song scarier because it's that whole, like, is it good? Is it bad? Is it not? And it's a really complex song, I think, and it doesn't necessarily... I feel like if you don't listen closely, it doesn't feel like that complex of a song, which
Yeah,
is
that
really
makes
interesting.
sense.
So it's very sad, but like slightly optimistic, and just kind of resigning yourself to the fact that I'm all in, even when you know you maybe shouldn't be all
Oh,
in.
she's licking my arm.
Oh, she loves you.
Oh,
She loves you so much.
she's so moist.
You are now too. Did she just lick Taylor?
She might have. We'll have to check the video.
She went straight to Taylor's face.
Hi, kitty.
Oh, she's so cute.
So, next song on the album is "You Need to Calm Down," which of course was another of the singles that was
Yeah.
released early. I love this song. I gotta say though, watching the music awards, the Grammys there,
Yeah.
it was super funny hearing them be like, "Taylor Swift, you need to calm down."
Right? It sounds like they're just lecturing her
Right?
the whole time.
Like chastising her. Taylor Swift, you need to calm down.
And she's like, watch me as I bring my 30-person posse on stage.
for 6 awards.
It's so great.
Oh no!
She left again. She's literally laying on a plastic shopping bag versus sitting with us.
I see how it is, Kat.
Yeah, I feel very loved right now.
Well, you should. You're with me.
My relationship with the cat is clearly a false god.
That is very accurate. She will never love you back the way that you love her.
Right. Now, and I disagree with people that say that the song isn't enough activism or statement. I think it's great. I really love that it's this whole, I'm calling you out, but also you're not really getting to me, and I'm going to stand up for my friends. Like, I think it's great because, like,
It's that whole like rise above thing that seems to be
Yeah.
pervade through the entire album.
and I really feel like, and the song, you know, about her, but then also about women being pitted as women, and then queer people being attacked. I really love the fact that it actually gets to be a happy song with that, because instead of just being a sad anthem, like it's an anthem against those people, but it's also happy. And I feel like, and fun and bouncy, and I feel like we don't have, there's not a lot of like, it's like a bouncy protest song, which I think is so clever.
And like for me that's really captured in the Shade Never Made Anybody Less Gay thing, because it's like
What you're doing has no point.
Exactly, like, you're
make
just-
a sign all you want, it's not gonna do anything.
right, you're just hurting people and they're not going to change.
No, like you're not gonna get your way anyway, so what's the difference? Like it's so stupid.
Exactly. And like that's why, and people have said that like this song could be targeted at either side, and it's like no, it really can't, because like
I hadn't even heard anybody say that.
yeah, I've heard that. It's really annoying because I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, we're not out here attacking people, you are.
No, it's
Like,
defending yourself. It's completely different.
it's totally different.
It's not the same thing. No, and I'm so proud of her for coming out like that directly, because I know how afraid she is to come out that directly, because she's so scrutinized for everything she does. She's like, whatever, I'll just be quiet. And people obviously know I'm pro this.
Right, and that was sort of the thing, because like people asked her like, what would you do if your child was gay? And she was like, what do you mean? like,
why would you- like,
why are you asking me this? Like,
She's had like
you
pro-
don't know?
No, she's had like pro queer lyrics before, and just like nobody noticed.
Nobody noticed.
Obviously,
I'm like,
now
what are
she's
you
like, I will
talking
have an
about?
entire video about drag queens. Do you understand now?
Are you getting the point?
Right? I will have a video full of like queer people in some way, and will you finally understand? By the way, everything I'm doing is rainbow for this album.
And like people had a criticism with that, where it was like right around Pride that this was
Yeah.
coming out, and they thought that she was selling out, and it's like, no matter when you release it, you were always going to think she was selling out.
Yeah, and then if she doesn't do anything, then she's not speaking out enough.
Exactly.
So it's like, what do you want out of her? And I was glad it came out around Pride, because we needed a fun Pride song.
I
think it
agree
was
completely.
great.
I agree
Like,
completely.
as a queer, and I understand, like, everyone's into, like, I don't speak for the entire queer community, but me personally as a
I
queer, me personally as a queer person, I am grateful for the song. I love this song. I think it's so much fun. I know personally a lot of people who live in less queer friendly areas and very like country heavy areas that are so grateful that she did this song.
Right, exactly. Like it's Taylor Swift. She's got country roots.
Yeah, and like she was so direct in it again. She's not subtle, and I'm like, oh, thank you.
Exactly, I agree.
I love it.
You know, there's a lot of criticism that she's like doing this for the attention of it, and I'm like, no, this is just her being like, you are not getting me. Y'all need to listen.
Also, if it helps.
Right?
I mean, look at all the people she got registered to vote.
Exactly.
It's like, it's going to have a good impact regardless of what her motivations are, and I really can't see her being close friends with people like Taye Diggs and then putting out the song and having both those things be fake. Like, people obviously can be homophobic and have gay friends, but you put the fact she's already had pro-queer lyrics together, and then everything else she's supporting, she's been very outspoken about feminism and everything like this. If you put it all together...
And she's talked about trans rights before on a personal note, you know, like...
No, and like, in like, you know, the Lover video, her love interest is black. Like, she is like... She's not bothered. Like, if you put it all together, it's pretty clearly, like, is she faking everything in her life, you know?
It's like, no, she's not.
Oh,
and then that's the other criticism I've heard is that, like, well, it wasn't like this until she moved to New York, and it's like,
Maybe
yeah,
that's
because
why
she felt
moved to New York.
safe.
Like, she literally says that in Welcome to New York. That's part of the appeal.
Exactly.
Is that gay people are accepted in the city, so that's partly why she wanted to move there. Like, it's literally in the freaking song.
You should try being a little more upset about this.
It makes me really mad. And obviously, I don't know her. She may be a terrible person, but like any celebrity, and it goes back to the man thing. I think it's very unfair that she has so much showing that, oh, this is who she sincerely is, and all that evidence is disregarded because, oh, it's Taylor Swift. And I'm like...
Yeah, I mean, there's even a community of people that believe she's trans, and I'm like, okay, but who cares? You know? Like, if that's not something she wants to tell the world, that's her business.
And that is so common an attack on any strong woman, to be like, oh, well, you must not really be a woman in your mind.
Yep.
Like, and I'm like, they did the same thing with Lady Gaga. You remember that's a huge thing.
Yep.
And I'm like...
No, exactly. And it's just
so mad.
It's ridiculous because they have to find some way that they don't actually deserve what they are achieving.
And it's invalidating trans people, it's invalidating women, it's wrong, not saying trans people are women, I'm saying like both groups are being, like all trans people and all women are being attacked.
If you believe that, we wouldn't be here together.
Yeah, no, exactly. I just wanted to clarify that, like,
it's a good clarification.
Not saying they're two distinct groups, just saying like, it's attacking cis women, it's attacking trans women, it's attacking trans men, it's attacking
trans
everybody.
Women specifically in addition to cis women and all women, so we're being inclusive by saying
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It makes me so angry.
I agree.
But that's where the song's nice, because it's like, let's not be too angry, but also call this out.
Exactly.
I love it.
So Afterglow is the next song on the album. Now, I don't want to talk about this too much because...
I wasn't sure.
Hear me out. I would like to do a video with you at some point where we talk about my transition in relation to PTSD.
Okay.
It is going to be fucking hard because my PTSD has been really rough through my transition and things like that. But the point is that as someone with just PTSD, I can definitely relate to this song in our relationship.
Yeah, the song's a little hard to listen to sometimes. It's like...
And it's like, I need to just think of this song when I'm like coming down from my trigger, you know?
Yeah.
Because I can be like, okay, right, we are actually a happy couple and you are not my mortal enemy. That's good to remember, you know?
Yeah,
But I love this song as much as I cry with it when it comes on because I can relate to it a lot.
Yeah.
But like, Taylor has some sort of PTSD or something like that, as far as we know, correct?
She's not said directly. She has said mental health issues and she has to be good with her mental health, and definitely in previous interviews she sounded very paranoid, like, but it's when she was going through it, it was stuff like, and it's all valid because of what she's been through, but it was stuff like, oh my god, I get so scared going to the doctors because what if the room's bugged and they're tracking what I'm saying everywhere I go.
Right,
so
she has no sense of safety or privacy.
Because like ever since she's a teenager, every little thing she's done has been monitored, so like I could see her having some kind of PTSD or paranoid thing, you know what I mean?
Either way, she seems to get it.
Yeah.
You know, because I can definitely relate. You know, the inability to trust and like what that does to a relationship and like that feeling of insecurity and the walls are closing in and everything, like she gets it.
And constantly pushing somebody away.
Exactly. And it sucks because like, again, I don't want to get too far into this because I'm going to film another video with you at some point about it and it's going to be very hard to film that.
Yeah, I'm not going to be as bubbly during that one.
No, I would expect not. But it's that thing of like, the person I trust the most is also the greatest threat to me.
Yeah.
And like, this song really captures that.
Well, and she always mentions that in her songs. It's always stuff like, I don't remember which song the lyrics is for this one, but you know, all my enemies started out as friends, and it's just that like, I've been burned before, you know?
Right, exactly. The other thing that really captures it for me is like, when I am upset, I want to go to you. You are my comfort person, and you're also the person that I like got upset with and pushed away.
Yeah, I normally am not
Now
in a
what?
place, like, sometimes I will be able to comfort you after it, but usually I don't. I'm trying to heal a little bit. I'm usually freaked out. And by that point, I'm usually confused. I'm like, why do you want me anywhere near you? I thought you hated me.
You know, Taylor seems to get this on some
Yeah.
level. So I think this is going to be an important song for me going forward with therapy.
You probably just play it for our therapist. Like, here
Yeah.
you go.
It's like, before we continue, I'm sorry, you have to hear this song.
Here's how I'm feeling.
I would, actually, there's precedent for that in my therapy, like, read this book, you know?
I literally already talked about this album in therapy, so
Of course.
you won't be surprised.
Oh good, you did the groundwork for me.
Not about this at all.
Oh,
but
okay. No, so I love this song on a personal level and musically, and just love it. It's a good
Yeah,
song.
me too.
Alright, next up is me. So get off my channel, this is about me now.
Uh-huh. I'll just disappear.
First of all, first single off the album, love it. Love, love, love. It gave me so much excitement for it. It was a perfect choice for a single, and I'm really happy that that's the one they went with. I love this song so much. It's a celebration of self without being like narcissistic necessarily, or at least playing into it in that sense.
Yeah, it's very tongue-in-cheek. It's very
Yeah.
aware of it.
It's a very self-aware song, I agree. So, the biggest thing for me with this song that I want to talk about is the controversy, because
figured.
oh my god, I am so mad that they took out the spelling is fun line. Like, what is wrong with you people?
I just don't like that Taylor's forced to do something she didn't want to do.
That's exactly what
the
I'm saying. Like,
problem.
how dare you? Taylor's whole album is about rising above. I'm surprised, honestly, that she did it, but the backlash must have been like so intense.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't understand. Like, that is a fun line. It's perfectly in line with the song. It
I
makes-
really wish. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I really wish she would address it, because if she was like, "No, I realize I don't love it as much," or the backlash made me realize I don't love
I
it,
could
then I'd be
swallow that a little
yeah.
easier. But like, here's the thing. I had the single version on my playlist because, hi, I love this song. And then like a few days after the album came out, the lyric disappeared. And I was like, on the album is one thing, but on the single is another. You just like erased history, Taylor.
Yeah.
But it's still in the video, so I'm like, I still have a
And
place.
it kind of works as a video thing. I feel like.
Well, it'd be hard to edit out of the video because there's like their faces.
Yeah, I know.
You know? But like, I don't get it. Why do people hate this line?
Well, we could ask our friend. She hates the line. It was so relieved it was off. So.
It's really not that juvenile at all.
I can go either way with it. Like, I kind of almost prefer the song without it, but I also
Nope,
like
nope.
singing it. So
Nope.
I
Once
can go
it's
either
in there,
way.
it is in there forever, and nothing should ever change it.
PTSD says what?
Shh. Anyway, yeah, no, I love that part of the song, and I'm really sad that it's gone.
Yeah,
like, it
I
made
know.
it much more playful, and like, we know that this isn't like
It played up
super
the
serious and like
campiness.
campy, and like,
It's a
I love
very
it.
campy song.
You know? I love this song otherwise, though, even without it, I guess.
I love the video because
Oh, yeah.
it's so dramatic and fun, and the Je
just-
suis calm
yeah.
is like my favorite thing in the entire world.
You quote that like all the time.
All the freaking time, because like I'm almost as obsessed with France as I am London. It's a problem. So just Taylor like screaming in French, "Je suis calm." It's like my favorite thing
About
in the world.
cats, no less.
Yeah, about like our beautiful daughters and some cats. Oh my god, I just want to be friends with Taylor. So
Exactly,
bad.
like...
I know I don't know her, but what I know
There's
of
no way
her-
on earth that like even like down to earth real world Taylor would not love you.
Oh, that's very sweet of you to say.
Me on the other hand, she'd be like, get the hell out.
That's not true.
Ah,
You
anyway,
two would just sit in a corner and be paranoid together.
that's true. We could relate on that. Anyway, next up is It's Nice to Have a Friend. I don't like this song and I can't really tell. Okay, so we've had this discussion.
Yeah.
I think she was, as you said, going for a kind of a music box vibe.
Yeah.
But to me, it kind of reads as like cultural appropriation of like Asian melodies.
I keep looking that up and I can't find anyone else saying anything about that, so I
It's
don't know if
probably
we're
just
crazy.
me, but like for me, I'm like I can't get past it. It sounds
I
like
know the same thing too, though. It sounded
Yeah.
Chinese to me. Like the music in
Yeah.
the background sounded Chinese, and I'm like, is this like is it appropriation, like you said? But then I was looking up, and literally no one. I have not seen anyone else say that anywhere, and I'm like, am I just insane? Like, am I the one who's wrong?
right. I'm like, am I the racist? What's going on?
It's just so weird.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's that really throws me with it.
At least, like, even if she is using it, it's not like a funny song or making fun of it. It's really, like, I think it's really beautiful, and I love a lot of Asian music.
Right, and if we're going to go
music,
that route, like, if, you know, using your prior example of the Beatles, they did a lot of cultural appropriation of Asian cultures, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's not really, like, they studied it and everything, like, they were
they
serious
took it
about
so
it.
seriously.
But it still feels like you should not, as a British person,
Yeah, British especially. With
you should
India.
not be appropriating Indian culture.
No, but I love this song. I love how simple it is. It kind of reminds me of the White Stripes, You and I Are Going to Be Friends. It kind of reminds me of Running from No Doubt. It's just, I'm really into those very simple, sweet, almost nursery rhyme songs. No, I think it's very sweet and simple, and I love that it's such an all-encompassing love song that's told very simply. I don't know, I really like it. I'm also a sucker for the music box thing, though, so
Yeah.
I really do love that whole vibe.
Next up is Daylight, which is the last song on the album. I'm sorry. It has to come to an end eventually. I don't like it as the closing song on the album, but I do like the song. It's just a little too ethereal for me. It's a little too, like,
I don't think I've
atmospheric and
ever
spacey.
said the words too ethereal in my entire life. I also have multiple pairs of fairy wings in my closet, though, so.
Yeah, it's just a little too much of that for me.
Well, what I love about that is I love it does have an ethereal vibe, but then the lyrics are about realizing what love actually is and the reality of it, and I just love that it's about, like, how healthy it is. I just think the lyrics are gorgeous.
Right, it's a nice hopeful end to the album.
Yeah, hopeful, but, like, not naive or idealistic even. It's kind of a shock of, like, oh my god, this is what love was like the whole time, and I think it's
an
so
awakening,
beautiful.
you know?
I really love it as a closer because I feel like it's the whole thing's about all types of love, and then this song is like finding, like, oh, now I get it, which I think is so beautiful.
It's sort of like coming out of the cave, and I've been doing just fine. I know it's Cage, shut up.
Because it's like the first song is like getting over somebody and moving on, and then the last song is just like finally getting what actual love is, and I think it's a really beautiful arc throughout the whole thing.
You analyzed this album a lot harder than I did.
Yeah, it's a lot. I have a problem. I love it so much. I am, though, I will say it's messed up because it's such a happy album. But the first thing I thought with the spoken part at the end was, I think it just sums up, like, how she wants to be remembered and known so much. I remember thinking, oh my god, they'll play this when she dies. And then I'm like, I'm a terrible person for thinking about this. I know. That's where my head goes. That's why I need happy songs. That's why I'm surprised that I love Lover.
Well then.
You can cut that out if you want.
No, I'm keeping it. But you're gonna have to live with that
I feel
mistake.
terrible. I feel like I jinxed her. I'm so scared.
She's gonna get hit by the London Underground.
That's so funny. It could happen.
Where's my London boy?
Idris Elba, show them Scooter, save her.
Which, by the way, I am so waiting for Tessa Netting and the Fantastic Geeks crew and Brizzy to be like, London boy, it's Harry Potter!
Oh my god, now I want to do that.
Right?
I want to do that now. Make a Harry Potter London boy parody.
Oh, I love that.
Oh my god.
Let's do it on your channel so I don't have to do any of the work.
We should cut that out so Tessa doesn't steal it.
No, the way it goes, like, you'll have a video all ready to go, and then SciShow, or in this case, Fantastic
Netting.
Geeks,
Yeah.
will post it 2 days before you publish, and you'll be like, I quit.
Oh my god, Nights in Hogwarts. Oh my god, I'm just writing the lyrics in my head now.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm like dying.
We'll have to collab.
Yeah, no, I'm so psyched. I have another parody song I'm working on too about fandom. So
I no longer resemble Harry Potter, but, like, I will do what I can.
just do old photos of you.
Oh god.
I would never do that to
Nobody
you.
needs to see those. I don't need to see them either.
That old photo is how I got one of my best friends on my side of dating you, though. They're like, why do you like this person? I said the photo of you dressed as Harry Potter, and they're like, oh,
I understand.
I get it. I'm behind this now. That's literally all it took.
Yeah, well. So, I just want to wrap up this video before it takes another 2 hours, because we easily can go talk about that on your channel.
True.
Which, again, link will be in the description.
Yay.
Yeah, so I love this album. I love it a lot more than I love 1989, where I feel like I skipped half the tracks. This album, I'm like, yep, I have listened to this entire album straight throughs multiple times in a row, and I love every time that I do.
I
hear
love
something
it
different
so
each
much.
time.
I normally don't even like to put it on shuffle because I want to hear it the way it is.
One does not shuffle a Taylor Swift album.
The only time I do is if I know I only have like 15 minutes and I don't want to just keep listening to the same 3 songs over and over again. I'll sometimes shuffle if I'm like, I only am brushing my teeth. I need just a mix. I don't know which song I'm going to hear.
Well, either way, the point is you could take any song off this album and I'll listen to it. Like, that's the point. Like, I love all the songs on this album, which is incredibly rare for me, as you know, because I tend to be like, I like these 3 songs off of this album of 20. Like,
I'm so happy too because I've been a fan of her since her first album and I like a lot of different styles of music and I feel like she's just combed through my Spotify to find almost everything I love.
Yeah, this
to
is
just be like, here Amanda, here's
this
everything
album
you
was
love.
designed for you.
I feel like if we just had like a little bit of like classical and opera thrown in, it would be like, there you go. It's so close to everything I love. There's like punk, there's jazzy music, there's like alt country and full on pop and new wave and 60s girl group vibes. I can't take it. I
No,
love it
it's a
so much.
massive, massive album, and it's worth saying that this is like 18 tracks, which
it's
is
like an album and a half. It's
Right.
almost a double album.
this is really big. Like, most artists do not put out this much music this frequently and like this quality.
right,
you
and it
know?
does not feel like an overstuffed album to me at all.
No.
At all.
No.
And I know a lot of people think so. Like it's like the thing on pop heads to go through and be like, oh, what's the actual perfect album you could have made out of this? But like, I wouldn't give up any of these songs. I
For
really
the record,
wouldn't.
Popheads is a subreddit.
Yeah, where they all are as obsessed as I am.
If you actually want to watch
music,
people pop whiteheads, that's popping.
which I do that too.
Yep. Anyway, now I'm gonna dox myself. Anyway, yeah, no, I love this album so much, and
It's
I'm
so
so
great.
glad that we got to listen to it together.
Me too.
And
Yeah, she was at work and I was at home and we timed it and listened to it together.
yeah, and it was definitely not a distraction for me at work at all.
Mm-hmm. I was like in bed with my good headphones on and my eyes closed and just like stuffed animals surrounding
But
me.
no, I
It
was like
great.
typing messages to you while I was listening to it, like giving reaction in real time and everything. So that was really nice to get to experience that more or less together.
Yeah.
'Cause we didn't want to wait until we were like physically in a room together to have
Yeah,
to do it
yeah,
and then
yeah.
like pause between tracks. We kind of wanted to just go straight through and then like talk about it later while talking about it. And
And I'm
everything.
too into music. She's very respectful because I was not reading her text because
No,
I have
yeah.
a thing where when I really love an artist, I want to listen to the album completely. Like I turn off my phone, I turn off.
I wanted to document my
everything.
thoughts as I was having them, the first reaction, so
Yeah.
that you would have access to it, but not totally overwhelm your
That makes
experience
sense.
with it.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm going to think about what you think and not about the
Right,
song. you
exactly.
know?
It was we had a good plan.
Yeah,
So,
I think so too.
I think we did this the right way.
I think so too.
All right, so that is all for this week. I'll be back again next week with another video that I hope you will find interesting. Until then, stay curious.